Okay.
In this jorts.
Schwasty cakes. All right.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the Gameboyz.
God.
What is this podcast called again?
Welcome to the Gameboyz Podcast, a show for nerds, made by nerds, and we're going to talk about a bunch of nerd stuff. So sit back, relax, and joke a little bit. Anyway, we're
Just keep that in. That's just the intro. Let's just roll with
intro.
it. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding, dude. All
I'm not
7
the
of our
host.
fans will be very upset with
That's
that.
very true.
We're 8
That's
now.
very true.
Okay,
Ooh,
good.
Wow,
Oh,
8.
Oh,
Holy
yeah. Did PJ have another kid? Is that what
I did not have another kid, but I did want to talk about taking my children to another foreign country that we got to do some cool stuff. We got to do some Harry Potter stuff, so we'll talk about that today.
Australia?
Australia, yes. I actually left them there, so they're there right now.
That's okay. Look, you know what? I don't know. It's.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something very unsavory, and then I'm like, man, I'm tired. I can't talk about this. Like, not like this.
For anyone who's wondering, it's legit like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's
Yeah,
not
there's-
like midnight or
it's-
anything.
9 in the afternoon.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we go into your thing,
Yeah.
I want to talk about
Escapades.
your escapades.
Yes.
This, you know, we were
say
talking about.
AIDS?
Yeah. I don't remember how we talked, how this came up, but did you guys see that? Oh, I know. I'll talk about it in like a sec. But how I got there. But did you guys see the news about Amaranth? Do you guys know who Amaranth is?
I know about Amaranth. I
Okay.
just don't know her personally.
Okay, so
I
this
would
stuff
think
is
you would know her
crazy.
personally.
This stuff is crazy. Nerds like women, so I feel like
That's fair.
nerds like pretty girls. That got that's
Got
crazy.
you goddamn clown juice.
Oh my god! All right, so Amaranth got robbed. Like her house was broken into. She was
Oh,
robbed
really?
at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, these 3 guys broke into her house, and they were like, "Hey, we want everything in your crypto wallet. Like you have
Yeah.
20 million in your crypto wallet. You constantly brag about having crypto."
Sure.
And you know, she was given a phone and was like, log into your wallet and transfer it to this wallet. So what she did was she went on Twitter and she just live tweeted everything. She was like, call 911. They won't
Yeah.
let me call anything. They'll let me go on Twitter because sometimes, you know, you hook up all these apps to do whatever. So because like you can log in through stuff with other stuff.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But
yeah.
I don't know if they're
Like-
smart enough. They were smart enough to know that like Bitcoin wallets can't be logged in with
Right.
Twitter. So she's like tweeting stuff. She's like, call 911. I am getting robbed at gunpoint. It's crazy. Right. And people did. And like
Yeah.
she got like a
Yeah.
SWAT team there. And you know, one of the craziest tweets in our lifetime and the most based tweet in our lifetime, you know what I mean, is her going, I'm okay. I'm covered in blood. Most of it's not mine.
Jesus.
Isn't that
Wow.
insane?
Was she actually though?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. There's like another content creator that's like a big gun SWAT SWAT YouTuber verified it and was like, this actually happened. She was actually robbed.
Good
And,
Lord.
Now she claimed that she shot one of them. Other people are saying her husband shot one of them, but because she's like this girlfriend experience thing,
Sure.
you know, it's like, look, you know, you gotta keep up the facade.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Does she have? I thought she like was with a guy, and then they weren't together.
Yeah, it's
there was
her-
like a thing.
Yeah. So if you guys don't remember, people were calling this thing fake because of that whole entire experience that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So like Amaranth had this thing where Amaranth was like, you know, she said that her husband was abusive, that she didn't want to do
Right.
OnlyFans stuff anymore, and she wanted to do more gaming content
Right.
and not like thirst trap type stuff. But her
Sure.
husband was making her do it,
Mm-hmm.
and then she had split with her husband. I'll
Sure.
put split in quotes, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. And then she just went straight back to doing it again.
Right.
Whatever. But I don't think that like you make up a stunt like this. This is
that's a
kinda
little,
crazy.
that's too easy to verify.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that sucks though. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Nobody
wish
wants
that
to get
something-
robbed.
Exactly.
I wake up on a Saturday morning. I'm like, man, I sure would love to get robbed.
Dude, so the whole reason that I tied this together with your trip to Harry Potter
Yeah.
is because someone tweeted saying Master has given Dobby a Glock.
Oh man.
And I just was not expecting that.
I'm a free elf now.
Bang, bang, motherfucker.
Tell you, Harry Potter would go a lot differently.
That's true.
Have you
It
ever
was so
seen
hard.
like the edits of Daniel Radcliffe with guns in Harry Potter?
Have you ever seen Guns Akimbo?
Yes, I know exactly
Okay,
what you're talking
cool.
about. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it, but I've seen the trailers for it. That's the movie. So like he has guns stuck to his hands and he doesn't and he can't get them off.
Okay.
Yep.
So people are constantly shooting at him thinking that he's a threat
Yes.
because he's freaking out that he has guns.
It's a great movie.
Is it actually good?
Yeah. Oh
that-
yeah. Okay. I hesitant saying yes, it's good. It is a great watch.
It's
It's
a
kind of like,
popcorn
have you
film.
ever seen Horns with him in it?
I've seen most of Horns. Yes.
It's,
I've
it's
not
a
seen that.
fun movie to watch.
Yes.
I can't say it's like a perfectly
Yeah.
written piece of theatrical genius.
If you're like a fan of like B
Yeah.
horror movies, like they're stupid, but for a reason, on purpose.
Is that the only thing that I can think of when you say horns? What's the movie Tusk?
Tusk? Yes.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to come
That's
up.
the one that I think about. I mean,
They're in the same threshold.
okay. Did you guys ever see the? Oh my God! Was it Swiss Army Man or whatever with Daniel
love Swiss
Radcliffe?
Army Man.
I've never seen that movie.
I
but
Really?
haven't
That's
seen it either.
yeah. So basically, the idea is that I think like this guy. Think of Weekend at Bernie's, but it's
Okay.
more like an existential one man crazy story.
yes, it's one of those movies you have to watch to understand.
I'm not even. It's like Eternal Sunshine on a Spotless Mind, right?
Mhm.
Like you don't know anything about that movie until you go in and you watch it, and it's insane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
So,
fun.
so tell us about England.
Oh yes,
The-
the lovely land of England. No, we went to London. We decided to go. I had a tournament for Pokemon trading cards.
nerd.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
do say so myself. No, but we took the whole family. We made it a family vacation trip. We spent a week and a half there. Really, I mean, it was 7 days not flying, so 7 days on land.
Was it like a 10-hour flight? 8-hour flight?
Yeah, it was about 10 hour after the 10-hour layover.
Oh, what? Where's the layover?
We were out of Boston.
It's
Oh.
not a bad airport.
It's not a bad airport, but it's just not, with 2 kids on their first flight for 10
Oh
hours.
God.
Mhm.
Yeah. Bring
How'd
your
they do?
iPads, kids.
Yeah.
Going there was fine. The coming back, not so much.
Right.
Everyone wanted to get, that's, if you've ever been on a long flight or a vacation,
Yep.
you always want to get home, right? Like that. But
Yeah.
anyway, we had a great time. We went, we nerded out a little bit at some of the things that you can do in London, the history that's there. If you're a history nerd, you'll love London because there's all these like cool little things, and like you get to see Buckingham Palace, and we watched the changing of the guards, which was
Oh, nice. That's
it,
cool.
it was fun. They have the band come through, and it's this big, how do you do while you're there? And you get to, we walked across the bridge, the London Bridge. The London Bridge sucks, by the way.
What's
That's
the
why
better
it's
one?
constantly
Isn't,
falling down.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah,
isn't there
I
a
wish-
better one that's
Yes,
like a
it's-
bigger?
It's literally right next
the
to
Queen,
Yes.
whatever it's called. Yeah.
So we did that, and then we did all the little markets, which are super cool. I don't know if you if you're a foodie, go to like the London markets, and
Yeah.
it's like every food from around the world. London synonymously has terrible food.
Yeah, it's synonymous with terrible food.
Did you,
Yes,
Did you go
exactly.
to Greg's?
I did not go to Greg's.
Did you go to Nando's?
Nando's was there, but we did not go.
I can't believe it.
I know.
How are you having your London trip? without
we did
Greg's
go to
or Nando's?
McDonald's though.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
good,
cool.
good.
We did a McDonald's.
Get fish and chips.
I didn't get fish and chips. My wife gets fish and chips.
Sure,
She said it was fine. It's whatever.
that's not what you look
but-
for in like a.
I mean, as a vegan, there were so many options, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's had a McPlant. We don't
That's
have that
actually
here in
kinda
the
funny.
States.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool, and I got like Thai food in the market, and I got like a falafel burger. at
Oh,
one.
interesting.
Yeah, it was
That's
really
kind of cool.
Yeah.
I actually think that would be really good.
Right.
Like a falafel burger.
My daughter got like a Vietnamese pork and rice bowl, like pork belly rice bowl. She loved it. She thought it was the best thing ever. And then my son only wanted a hamburger. He's like, I want a cheeseburger, Dad.
Yeah, but he's that age, right?
I
Yeah.
go,
In his
bug.
defense, hamburgers did come from Europe.
that's also true.
In
So-
second defense, he's like 3.
Isn't he like 13?
I know, I know.
Oh,
Isn't he like 22?
Yeah.
Come on.
I only want the chicken McNuggets with.
Wait, how'd you do that voice of me? It sounded so good. I only want chicken McNuggets.
But no, I mean, we had a blast. We did end up going to the Warner Brothers studio. They did a studio tour of where they shot the majority of the Harry Potter movies, which was the biggest part of our trip. My wife is like a diehard Harry Potter
What?
fan. Yeah, exactly.
Since when?
Like, if you know my wife or anything about her, she is a diehard, like, has Harry Potter tattoos. We have like a Harry Potter mural in the house. We don't talk about the author at all. But anyway,
Do you talk to the mural?
Yeah, I talk to the mural sometimes.
Okay.
No. But as far as the experience goes, it was cool. I'm a huge movie buff, and I like Harry Potter. I'm not like the biggest fan. I enjoy Harry Potter, right? I enjoy the movies. The books are cool. I listen to the audiobooks because I can't read, you know.
Yeah.
We all know.
But you know, I like world building. Like that's so cool. I don't know why I don't like Lord of the Rings as much. I know people are gonna shun me. But
Well, here's the thing. I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan
oh,
either.
wow.
I'm gonna be real honest.
Yeah.
Like I like Lord of the Rings, but
Yeah.
I'm not like a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
All right, we're gonna
either.
change this podcast to the Lord of the Rings haters.
Nah,
that's
dude.
fair,
So
that's
like
fair.
That's it.
So just like how your wife is super huge into Harry Potter,
Yeah.
so I was never like a huge Harry Potter fan. I think it's just because like my brother was, right?
Sure.
So my brother's 35, I'm 33,
Right.
and I think that it's just like that small age bracket that we're in,
Yeah.
John. That was
I
like
fucking love Harry Potter.
okay,
Yeah.
You're dead
Oh,
to
I'm
me.
sorry, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Absolute.
No, so unironically, the real reason I never got into Harry Potter
Yeah.
was because when I was a kid, I read
Yeah.
through the first book, and the second book, like I had read about a whole bunch of speed reading techniques when I was a
Yeah.
kid, because like
Because
you
you
remember,
were a kid.
yeah, because you were a kid,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like, and you were like, wow, I can't believe I could speed read and all
Read
this
them
other
from
stuff.
Spark Notes.
No, I don't know. So like,
Let's have
you
the
re-
articles on how to speed read.
No,
Yeah.
I never read that type of stuff. But like the idea was that like we would talk about it all the time. And then I read the second book, but I was like getting better at reading and doing all this other stuff. Not like speed reading or whatever, but like we planted this idea in my brother's head that like speed reading was cheating and all this other stuff. And then I get to the end of the second book and my brother goes, "You didn't read that." I go, "What do
Yeah.
you mean I didn't read that?" He goes, "You didn't read it." And I'm like, "All right, well, this book series is stupid. I'm not reading Harry Potter anymore." And then I was just like, "All right, I'm not really interested in Harry Potter."
That's
and I
fair.
stopped reading.
Yeah.
So
That Harry Potter turned you off of reading forever.
no, it was my brother being a jerk because we were kids.
That's fair.
That
That's,
is fair.
Yeah.
that's what happens when you grow up with somebody. No, me on the other hand, I watch the movies every couple months, all the way through.
Yeah.
I use them to go to sleep. I've been to Universal Studios now to go see all that shit many
Yeah.
times.
John loves Harry Potter so much. In the corner of his room, crusted up, is Dobby's sock. Actually,
I'm gonna kill you.
So I'm gonna be real honest. Like so that whole like I don't know why I don't like it. Not that I don't like it. It's just that it never like clicked with me because like all the themes are like super cool. I love the idea of like, you know, when you're a kid going to like a special boarding school because you're special and not for that reason. You know what I mean? Like
I like the conspiracy theories about the whole thing.
yes.
Like
do you
the
mean?
reason the Dursleys are such a dick to Harry is because he's a Horcrux and they were around him for so long.
oh,
So he
interesting.
continuously makes them more and more angry.
Okay.
Just like the locket did to Ron.
I mean, but like, you know, it's one of those things that like, you know, if the author was still a part of, you know, whatever
Society.
going on,
Yeah.
yeah, like you might just be like, she might be like, you know, I didn't have that in mind, but it kind of makes sense.
Isn't
and
that
why-
the whole like Dumbledore's gay thing?
What do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
She posted that Dumbledore was gay.
Isn't
Yeah.
he actually gay in one of the Fantastic Beasts movies? Like it's obvious. It's very
He's
apparent.
fashionable.
No. It's like he states his love to another man.
Does he though?
Yes.
Because I know he's talking to Grindelwald because they were best friends.
I'm pretty sure that they're in love.
yeah,
That
but
the-
like, you
that
ever
was the
watch
whole-
Scrubs?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Skyline.
yeah. JD and Turk are not gay, but they are in love. You know what I mean?
guess.
Like,
I'm pretty. There's some context there. I'd have to go back and.
oh,
rewatch
is it them just straight up raw dogging it on
Yes,
each other?
exactly.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I'm watching the wrong movie. Then.
They call that Fantastic
Wow.
Beast back.
I downloaded the version. It was
Sorry.
supposed to be MP4, but it said XXX. I don't know.
It's
I
just
think
the
it's the
extension. Don't worry about it.
But regardless, no.
Oh, God.
So getting back, the kids had a great time at the Harry Potter studio, and it is really cool. I've been told that going to Florida and going to Universal is a better experience. I have yet to do that though. But
Florida sucks.
aside from that, I think that it was a really cool place to walk through because you're seeing actual movie sets and you're seeing the actual props that were used and the actual, things that they wore during the filming, where you have like side by side the original outfit and then the charred outfit that they had to wear to make it look like somebody blew up. And
So here's my 2 cents about it.
yeah,
I think for someone who likes filmography and that kind of stuff, it is awesome.
Right.
Me personally, who grew up with the stories, likes the stories and stuff, I like the Universal side better
right,
because you just get to see it in front of you.
exactly.
Like, it looks so good.
Like
It's
I get
so
to
great.
walk through the Great Hall. That was cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Where
yeah.
they filmed the Great Hall, right? Like, and I got to walk through the train. I'm on the train where they filmed the train scenes, and
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Right.
Smells like a train inside.
Did you get anything from the trolley?
I didn't get anything from the trolley. I will say, however, they have the most fantastic food I've ever eaten in my life there,
Really?
which was wild.
What do you mean?
Like the desserts, they have these big magical desserts, like the milkshakes with all the like butterbeer things and chocolate frogs and all the other stuff. It looks cool. The kids loved it. I had a vegan fish and chips there at Warner Brothers
That's kinda
Studio.
cool.
I'm
right?
sorry. What is it made out of? It's probably like tofu or
It was
just
like
fried or something.
jackfruit or something. It almost looked like a plantain
Can I?
that was fried. It
No.
was really weird. But it was. It looked. It sounds gross as I describe it, but it was. It looked fantastic. It looked like a real fish and chip. It tasted phenomenal.
Well, I feel like that's one of the hardest things when you
Yeah.
make like a vegan or imitation food.
Yeah.
You have to get the smell right and you have to get the
Yes.
texture right.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of those are made by people who are vegan and just
Yes.
don't understand that.
Right.
Because have you ever had a vegan hot dog?
It's gross.
Yeah. It's
It makes me want to like put my head through a wall.
You know, there's
Yeah.
so this is a quick, I guess, ADHD moment because
Sure.
I'd like to talk about vegan stuff.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
like, PJ, I think this is the first episode that we've ever talked about vegan stuff before.
I know, right?
So we had that vegan place by us.
Yeah.
Like the Core Eatery or whatever.
Well,
of course not vegan.
or
was-
they offer like a lot of like
they have
alternatives.
options. Yes.
Yeah, like and
They had tofu on the menu
Yeah.
first, like
Yeah.
out of any place. Yeah.
and like I'm curious because like I personally don't do it, but like
Mm-hmm.
I'm do I look like I go to Core? Come on.
Yeah.
But like I always see it and I always hear people talk about like how like the vegan chicken wings are like to die
Sure.
for
Oh my
and stuff like that. By the way, sponsored by
Yeah.
Aren't they usually cauliflower?
yeah.
sometimes they make them out of seitan, not Satan.
No,
But-
yeah.
I'm scared.
Satin.
Satan.
This
Yeah.
is satin.
That's why I call Aladdin. But Satan. No. I've been to some restaurants. Like I have to drive a significant way to get there, but it's an
Sure.
all vegan eatery.
Yeah.
And they have like award-winning vegan wings, and I'm blown away. When I have things like that, because it's just like if you go somewhere that's an award-winning steak place, steak tastes different, right?
Yeah.
You're spending money to make sure that you
I,
get an experience out of
I
it.
drove 6 hours
Yeah.
from here to go to a Gordon Ramsay steakhouse.
Yes. How was
and proceeded to get a dry aged big ass ribeye as well as a 5 Wagyu.
it? Okay.
And phenomenal.
I
Yes.
want.
Like,
Did you all also get the idiot sandwich while you were there?
so they were out of it. I asked. I did ask. Dude, the bill was like $500 for three of us.
That sounds.
no, hold on. I thought you. I'm gonna be real honest. $500 for 3 of you for like a Wagyu. And
I
like,
thought
So
it
the
would be for
Wagyu itself
one.
was 170.
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
about
Yeah.
that big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about like Wagyu
Oh, yeah.
steak. I was gonna make a joke about how one time I flew to Dallas and went to GameStop headquarters to eat Taco Bell out
Oh
of there.
yeah.
We'll tell that story a long time in
That's
the future.
different. Different
GameStop.
time.
Actually, fun story.
Oh, you're wearing your. Oh my
I am
gosh.
wearing the GameStop sponsor. We could talk about GameStop a little bit on
No.
this one.
Nah.
No, we'll save it for its
We'll
own
save it.
special.
Oh,
Yeah, 500.
special edition.
Yeah, oh my god.
Dude, if I'm getting vegan stuff though,
Yes.
I'm going to Chipotle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sofritas all day long.
Oh my god.
Dude, just
It's okay. So here's a debate, and I want you both to clear this up. So, my wife and I always have the debate: Chipotle or Moe's.
there's no debate.
Okay.
Chipotle is like a fucking Subway.
So
Chipotle is actually decent food. I would more say
you mean Moe's is like a Subway?
yes.
Yeah,
What did
okay.
I say?
You said Chipotle.
Stop.
Yeah.
Reverse it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Chipotle is like actual food.
Okay.
Moe's is I've always hated Moe's. The only thing I
I-
like there is their queso.
Okay.
I was gonna make the same argument. So
Yeah.
so I don't know what happened to Moe's. Actually, I know what happened to Moe's. Their quality of food went down like 3 or 4 years ago when they
Yeah.
replaced. So they used to have like raw onions,
Yeah.
onions, grilled mushrooms, all separate, and now they just have veggie slop
Sure.
Yeah.
that you throw on there, and that sucks because sometimes I'm in the mood for just. So I get the same thing whenever I go to these places.
Yeah.
It's like a burrito bowl,
Mm-hmm.
right? I get like white rice, lettuce, cheese, steak, and sour cream. And
Yeah,
that's it.
sure.
Sometimes I would prefer to get onions on it, but no place offers onions anymore. I'd prefer, sometimes I'm in the mood to get a little bit of grilled mushroom in there. I'm
Right.
not always in the mood for mushroom.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like I'd like the opportunity. I don't want peppers in it because I like peppers, but I just don't like peppers in a burrito bowl.
Exactly, because it used to be the trifecta. You could pick onions, peppers, mushrooms.
Yep.
Right. Now it's just
Slop.
the stuff. And I'm like, well, maybe I just want mushrooms and
Right.
peppers.
Or maybe I like
Maybe-
am looking for something. Maybe like I feel like my taste is really bland
Yeah,
today, so I
yeah.
want raw onions in there.
Exactly.
You know, like
Maybe my wife is going to check the inside of my mouth later. I don't want to eat onions today.
yeah, exactly. The wife's a dentist. The
Yeah,
wife's a dentist.
that's fair. But regardless of the fact is, so Moe's is cheaper.
No, it's not anymore, dude.
Not
It's about the
anymore.
same.
It used to be.
Actually,
yeah.
it's more expensive to go to Moe's than it is to go to Chipotle now.
Yeah.
Chipotle is like $10 for a burrito bowl.
right.
And it's been $10.
Unless
Yeah.
you
For
add
like
guac.
3 years.
Unless you add guac.
Well,
yeah,
then it's
well,
like $26.
yeah,
Right,
that's true.
exactly.
I do have to say this though, the Moe's queso fucking slaps.
Most queso is great.
It's the
That's fair.
only reason you go
Yeah.
to Moe's, and
Yeah.
I like the chips better. I like
Have
the chips better.
Either of you
that's
been
true too.
to Qdoba?
I haven't been to a Qdoba unless it's in an airport.
I've never been to one.
Okay, which Qdoba airport did you go to?
Because
Some of those are still dope.
North Carolina,
Okay.
Charlotte Airport.
Yep, Charlotte's got
Very
one.
good.
Did you see Syracuse has one now?
No.
All right,
Yeah,
looks like
they
we're
just
making a
put it
trip.
in.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I did
Yep.
see it. Never mind.
Yeah, when we just went to Florida the last time, we on our way there,
Yeah.
we got it beforehand, and on the way back, we got it as well. It is ridiculously good,
Yeah.
and they only put it in a stupid airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, it's like how when Chick-fil-A didn't really make it up here that often, you can only get it at like airports or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
at stop
like rest stops and
rest
stuff.
stops.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I like Chick-fil-A. I don't like love Chick-fil-A. I can see how people absolutely love it to death.
Yeah.
But like I'm just like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I usually eat at Chick-fil-A on Sundays though.
Yeah,
PJ.
that's true. Yeah, you eat
Yeah.
lettuce bowls in the
Oh.
you eat lettuce bowls in like the parking lot, right? You just sit
Yeah,
there and
yeah.
you're just like, hey.
You were cutting out, cutting it out.
Yeah, yeah,
so
a little
it
bit.
needs to be higher and closer to you, like the whole.
Holy.
Like this?
Well, you could go a little, yeah.
Make sure when we do the cut of
There
the
we go.
episode, you do a zoom in on the.
There we go.
Okay,
Not
cool,
great.
cool. So yeah, I mean, I usually, wear my assless chaps.
Where did that come? We were just talking about Chipotle.
No, but I usually wear my assless
He's talking about his
chaps.
Sundays, though.
Listening to Norwegian death metal, eating my lettuce bowl in the parking lot of Chipotle
Who's
or Chick-fil-A on
Who's gonna
Sundays.
break it to PJ that Norwegian death metal isn't vegan? You've
Damn.
lost your vegan card.
if you've heard Norwegian death metal, you know that shit ain't vegan.
That's true. That's true.
Dude, I was gonna make a joke about the air in London not being vegan.
Yes. So I have never ridden on a double-decker bus before this weekend. I've been to
Lucky
London
you.
3 times.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fun.
That's awesome.
It had to be the most fun out of aside from going to Harry Potter.
Well, yeah,
it was
yeah.
the most fun I had during the weekend because those bus drivers don't give a fuck.
Well, it's
about
a tourist
anything.
thing.
It is a tourist,
tourist trap.
and then you just sit on there and there's literally a rail you hang on to,
Yeah.
and they just drive
Just
through
sounds
the city.
fucking cold.
Yeah.
It's open at the. Were you up top?
No. We got a closed one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I'm just picturing
Yeah,
an
no.
open double-decker bus, and you guys it's 30 degrees out, and you guys
It
just
is. It's like riding a roller coaster.
Excuse me, they'd call it 0 degrees Celsius. Come
Yes. Come on.
on. If it was 30 degrees Celsius, he'd be quite warm. I'm going to push
fair.
up my glass as well.
actually.
But
I just don't see the appeal of England as an American.
okay, so I understand that.
I feel like I'm being super negative today. I apologize.
Yes,
fine.
wow,
I'm not trying
what
to
a-
be.
what a
I'm not
prick.
trying to be, but
What a prick.
It was because we said like Fantastic Beast back there.
yeah, that you guys are shitting on Harry Potter all day long. I feel like I've just dug myself a hole.
I have a Lord of the Rings anecdote.
Okay,
later, but go
that's
ahead.
fair.
Oh, boys, reeling it back.
So no, doing like we got to see Big Ben and we did the whole 9 yards, the London Eye, walking through the park.
Did you do the London Eye? Did you go on it?
I did not. No,
Okay.
we did the there's a cable car that is in near Excel, the Excel Center.
yeah.
So we did that instead, which was still like a $40 ride.
Jeez. Wait,
Damn.
The London Eye is $40
US
a person.
dollars
40
or fake
US.
dollars?
Yeah. The loony.
the loony?
No,
I don't
no.
think they
No,
have
that's
loonies
Canadian.
over there.
No, they have plenty of loonies.
The bean, the loony bin.
Dude, I can't imagine a much better setup for a joke. than
No, that's for just.
I literally got someone was picking me up and just having me drop the ball for the layup.
So no, it was cool. And if you're a history buff, obviously there's a lot of history.
If you're a history buff, there's like 10 places.
I know.
Literally, not walking
Yes.
distance, obviously, but like in that local vicinity that are just 1,000 times better.
Right. No, I know. And there's a lot of places I didn't go because I was with children, right?
Yeah. Like the red light district.
Exactly. Yeah.
Burlesque shows.
No,
Exactly.
no, we did those.
Yeah.
But as far as things like I wanted to do like the haunted tours, right? Like I'm a big like horror fan. There's a lot of horror stuff that originated from that area in
So that's more
London.
north, isn't it?
Yes and no. I mean, if you ever watched like The Nun and things like that, there's places in London that are technically from that movie.
Oh.
And then there is the music stuff, right? There's so
Sure,
much.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So from the music background that I have, you get to see all of these things. The punk rock scene is still like
That would be the
there.
only
The
reason I can see to
Beatles.
go to London.
Right.
Would be for the music aspect of it because so much
Exactly.
came from there.
Yes. Ed Sheeran. I mean,
Technically.
And then we
Yeah,
get
so-
like weird stuff like the Sex Pistols.
Right.
I don't even say
Yeah.
weird, but like a lot
No.
of people. You get Rolling Stones.
I mean,
yes.
genre defining.
Exactly. Genre defining music from
Yeah.
London. I mean that's they didn't have much else to do there, but
I mean, they had
The
each
little
other.
island.
yeah, it's all right.
But like if you just hop over to France, Germany.
Yes,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
literally any of those other countries would
Right.
be just amazing historical wise.
Yeah, I
And London's just kind of just sitting there.
That's just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to say that you went, right?
Yeah.
And that's about it. Not my favorite place I've ever been, for sure.
I mean, Chipotle.
All right, favorite
was a
place.
really-
Chipotle.
Favorite place you've ever been?
It has to be a toss up between I loved Vegas, and not for the gambling. I'm not a gambler. I love drinking.
Well, there's only two other things there.
Yes.
There's gambling,
Aliens.
drinking.
Um,
What's the third one, man? Oh, gee.
getting married.
Yeah.
But Sacramento is very cool. I
Yeah,
loved
Sacramento's
California. LA when we went wasn't
LA kind of
great.
sucks,
It
but
did kinda
anywhere
suck.
outside of LA is great.
Right. Yeah.
Like Los Angeles itself is not
is a thing.
not
Sorry,
great.
anyone listening that's
I
from
don't care. They
Los
probably
Angeles
know.
or London, really.
We've been shitting
I mean, they're
on London.
basically the same place. Right?
Yeah.
No.
They both start with L.
Yeah. Take this L, bro.
Yeah, take the L, bro.
What about your favorite place?
Yeah.
I've been like a lot of places, but like never really stopped for more than just like hey, we're working something here or we're doing whatever. But
Watch it, we're working.
yeah, we're walking. I really like
Yeah.
Philly. Like I know.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting choice.
Well, you gotta understand that a lot of places that I've been to have been like kind of like subpar cities. So,
Yeah.
like, Rochester, like Boston, Philly.
Yeah.
You know,
Philly's
DC.
cool in some of the places. DC is rough in a lot of places.
You know where I really liked? I liked Portland.
Portland sounds
Portland's-
awesome.
It's super. They're weird. They know that they're weird.
Oh yeah.
The downside is there is a pretty big homeless population, but the weather's nice
Because of the weather, man.
Yeah,
It
right.
rains a lot, but
Yeah.
who cares when it's 60 degrees?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a shower, free shower.
exactly. Yeah.
Like it's so weird because like I mean maybe NYC is probably like one of my favorite places, but like I grew up like going by
Right.
there constantly and like
Yeah.
you know like I was mostly in Manhattan or Staten Island or like
Sure.
I mean but like you know Staten Island was just like it's my people, you know what I
Right,
mean, like
right.
it's Italians, so
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
you know it is what it is.
You
But-
get your little Italies
yeah, exactly,
out of there.
exactly.
So those places in the general vicinity of New York City are great.
Yeah.
I love Soho.
Yeah.
I love you
Oh,
know
yeah.
things like that. Manhattan, I fucking hate it.
So-
it's just because it's you've been once, you've been 1,000
My
times.
favorite place is Jamaica, Queens.
Jamaica. Queens.
Okay. Are you talking Manhattan or are you talking Times Square?
No, he's
There's
talking
all
about
of
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Because a lot of Manhattan is amazing.
Like you get like strips of like really good stuff. And
Yeah,
then,
like
and
really
then,
cool areas.
Then you finish the block, and then it's immediately
I'd
like
rather-
food, man. The
Yeah.
food there.
I'd rather sit on a rusty spoon than go to Times Square, though.
Oh hell
That's
yeah!
true.
I hate Times Square.
You ever read there's like a ton of articles about Times Square about how there used to be like a lot of like burlesque shows and like risky
Yes.
stuff. Like the red light district of it got pushed out.
Hmm.
And like these people who like, because it's not even because it became a tourist trap,
Yeah.
but because the tourists would get like the seediest people coming in.
Right. They
So,
got
like-
a little too rowdy.
Yeah, unironically, yes. And like people would like break stuff. I was like listening to something the other day where people were talking about how the red light district, I think it was unironically NPR leaving New York City, where they were talking about how the red light district got forced out of like Times Square, where it used to be like it had like a nice little thing there, like shows or whatever.
Yeah.
And like because tourists were like messing it up so bad.
Interesting.
So it accidentally gentrified itself.
Yeah.
So
There is a museum of sex there. I have been. To
no,
that.
that's Madame Sudo's wax museum. So no.
It's only
only
that
if you're a
museum when
tourist.
you're going.
Yeah. Right. Man, this wax is still hot.
It gets a little too close to the rock sculpture. I bet you could guess my favorite place.
Is it
Disney World.
No.
Disney. Oh,
Florida?
Well, okay. While I love Disney,
Yeah.
yeah.
it is not. No, it's not my favorite place I've been.
Okay. It's not the outskirts of LA.
No,
Okay.
no, a little more exotic than that.
Where have you? Oh, you've been to Korea.
I have been to South Korea.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, that was hands down like the best experience I've ever had.
All right.
Like everything is reasonably priced.
Mm-hmm.
There, it was like it's
John's
the
really in
safest
for a
place.
bargain. That's what.
Dude,
So-
it's the safest place you can be. It's
Yes.
crazy.
I will say this though. Is it reasonably priced because of the fact that you make an American income?
No, I think it's just reasonably priced.
Okay.
Like we would go out to dinner and there was 4 of us there. We'd all eat, be full and everything for about $11.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like it's a conversion thing.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot, but
Yeah.
my sister actually, because she paid for the plane tickets,
Mhm.
so I was like, okay, no problem. It was like $2,000 for the plane tickets,
yeah.
and I was like, I'll pay you back for them by buying the stuff in Korea that you want. We'll go through $2,000. No problem.
easy
Then
peasy.
like I brought enough and everything, so she brought money just in case. And she converted it to the Korean won,
Yeah.
and it wound up being that everything was so cheap. I had to kept telling her over and over again, spend more money, because I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to give you like $1,500 when we get back.
I know, it's so crazy.
And we get back, and she takes that lump sum she had and converted it back into USD. And because of the stuff that was happening at that time, she actually made money, like an investment.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
So
interesting.
crazy.
No, it was hands down the best place I've ever been.
Yeah.
Like, you could go there and it's like the safest place for someone to be. It's crazy. I don't
I
understand.
will say, because somebody that's been to New York City so many times and these other big cities,
Yeah.
going to London feels way safer than it does anywhere else.
Yeah,
I
cities
mean-
here are interesting.
Right.
Well, like, there's a couple things you learn just going around New York City, and like that's always to
Yeah.
walk at a brisk pace.
Look
keep
like
your-
you belong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or look like
it.
that you're annoyed,
Yeah.
and that's it. Don't
No
look
one's
like
gonna
you're
fuck with
lost.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
If like it's just like it's the same thing as anything. If you want to get into a place you're not supposed to be, pretend you belong there.
Right.
Yeah.
Like have a clipboard. Clipboards usually get you in places. So
Yeah, no, 100%. We used to. My parents always got paranoid with me because one of my favorite things was just walking in New York City at night.
yeah,
I would just throw headphones in and just go walking.
yeah, yeah.
Just basically anywhere. And they were always worried, like, "Oh, you're gonna get mugged or something." And I was like, "No, nobody bothers me.
Yeah.
I'm in jeans and a black shirt or a black sweatshirt." Like,
I mean, and if they're going to mug you, you probably would have gotten mugged at any point ever.
Right.
This person was out to like. It's because someone was looking to, mug
Right.
someone.
and
Right.
realistically, like mugging doesn't happen as often anymore because people don't carry cash.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and like you can get in a lot more trouble by doing that instead of just like running drugs.
Yeah.
In Korea where we stayed in Airbnb, and it was in the city. Like, we are dead center, second story of a like 5-story building kind of thing, and we were staying in this place. But when you go outside, you hear nothing. You hear birds chirping. You're in the middle of this big city, like tall buildings and everything, and there's nothing. Nobody's yelling. No one's honking their horn. No one's doing anything.
And then
It's
this
just
is
quiet.
and then this is the reveal when John gets back to the airport and he goes, "I love South Korea. It was so good." And then they go, "Haha, John, it was a trick," and they pull the S off and it just says N for North Korea.
North Korea.
North Korea.
North Korea. That's my new band name.
We were
North
gonna go.
Korea.
we were gonna go to the demilitarization zone
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
north, but they actually had it closed at that point for I forget the reasoning.
How'd the radiation feel?
What?
I mean, you didn't want kids anyway, so you're fine.
No, we're good.
That's why it was so quiet. Because
yes.
half the people were dead due to the radiation.
Did you know South Korea has nuclear shelters?
Yeah.
But over the years, they've become less and less nuclear shelters, and now they're just kind of like places, like not even shelters. Like, one is a Starbucks.
Dude, like North Korea is sitting there biting their tongue. They're like, "Yes, finally, time to remove South Korea off the map."
South Koreans don't care about North Korea whatsoever. Because the thing to remember is that, yes, they're split, but not that far back.
Right.
And you're talking relatives.
Yeah.
Like people who grew up, stuff like that,
Yeah.
that like they don't consider them a threat or anything.
Well, of course. Well, the people of North Korea aren't the threat. It's the leadership of North
Yeah.
Korea that's
There
the
you
threat.
go.
And why is there a red dot on my forehead?
Oh God. But no, we're already planning a trip to go back.
That's awesome. Yeah, no,
that's
I
very
think
cool.
it's one of these things that, like, something will happen eventually there, but, like, you're probably safe, like, most of the time. You're safe until you're not.
Well, that's the thing that it's there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
So just like I know London has the same thing where it's CCTV and it's just everywhere. So like people know if they do something, they're gonna get caught, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, PJ walking around crossing the street, and they're like, "Oh, hey, mate, you got a license to cross the street?"
You jaywalking?
Hey, bud.
Oh boy! So we should do what you're saying is we should do an episode where we just travel to Mexico and we do it from Mexico, live from Mexico.
Live from Mexico. It's Saturday Night Live.
Live from heaven.
Oh my God. I'm very, very interested in, like, I kind of want to travel a little bit, but also at the same time, I'm one of those people that hates traveling until I actually do it. You remember we were talking when we went to Texas. I hated the whole entire thing. And then when we were starting to get there, I was like, all right, cool, I'm fine.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah. And also, a lot of things change once you have a full-time job and like a credit card and like ways to just control your experience.
You have a full-time job?
Yeah, I know, right? My God.
I mean, you can fly there. You can fly anywhere now with all this money that you're making from your reparations from PlayStation.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Did you hear about this? So
Yes.
What the
PlayStation.
hell did you do to PlayStation?
No, I didn't do shit to
Piss
PlayStation.
Sony off?
No.
How are
so,
we gonna get sponsors now?
Now, dude. So, all right. So what happened was that I was telling PJ about this in the car. So they're giving stuff back to PlayStation Plus members and PlayStation Online players because they like took PlayStation Online down for like a week straight and didn't tell anybody about what happened.
What?
People were like, "What the heck's going on here? Like, why can't I use the online services?" So yeah, it's crazy.
How did I not know that? I use my PlayStation all the time. I don't really play online. That's why.
That's
yeah.
That could
Dude,
be
the games I've been playing are like I picked up Need for Speed Heat again and No Man's Sky.
Ooh, okay. Well, No Man's Sky requires an internet connection.
No, you can play it.
No,
offline.
can you play it offline? I thought it required.
Interesting. Wait,
I don't know.
hold
I play
on.
games on Steam, so
I actually don't know now. I'm
right.
like second guessing myself because you can join other people or you can play solo, but I think solo still
it generates
technically
content from
online.
the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what
That's a
I've
good
been
question.
You know I've been playing a lot with my wife. So fun story. I got this so like forever ago I was like I want to buy Astrobot to play with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever like watched Astrobot?
I have not played it.
Yeah.
I have it, and it's
very
on my
cute.
list because there's so many cool little Easter eggs in
And
it.
it's just very cute and very fun and it's like a good experience, right? And then I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So like on my birthday like months ago, my wife's like, "Hey, I bought it for you so that we could play it together." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cute.
Nice.
We'll get dinner together. We'll get sushi brought in. We'll play Astrobot." Played it for a bit, and then like I played a little bit. I'm like, "Yeah, man, like my wife's not really a gamer, but like I got her into gaming. I'll tell that story eventually, but I'm like the way that I got her into gaming was I was like, "Hey, we got this. Here's the controller. Just play."
Yeah.
And she ended up playing for like 2 hours that night. I'm like, I'm glad my birthday gift is my wife buying herself Astrobot.
My wife has only played again the Harry Potter games, but she we started playing video games together when we had the Wii, right?
Yep.
Because exactly.
Sorry.
So
Back in my day.
So we had the Wii and we would play the Wii Sports. She was big into tennis,
Right.
So we would play the Wii Tennis and the Wii Golf, and that was fun. And we did what was the game that we used to play in your basement there? The singing game.
Dude,
Or the dancing game. Yeah.
Oh, that game. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Just
Yeah,
Dance.
Just
Just Dance. We used to play Just Dance.
Totally.
Games like that, right?
Yeah,
Like
of course.
family fun games.
Yeah, stuff you play in college.
And she bought me an Xbox for one Christmas.
Yeah.
And she got Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
And she beat the living shit out of me playing Mortal Kombat because she'd use katana. And there's a joke in my house that it's just katana, because she says her name when she does her special move.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing she would do just repeatedly.
Yep.
And I couldn't get out of it.
Yeah.
If you've ever played Mortal Kombat, you just get hit into the wall
Yeah,
repeatedly.
and you're just done.
You can't like block. You can't do anything. So that's how she won. And she'd think it would be so funny that she can just beat me at this fighting game. I should be so much better. I play video games.
Right.
So a couple months ago, she bought the newer Mortal Kombat.
Oh, no.
And man, that thing is super gory,
Yeah.
which I love, but
Yeah.
my kids play it.
So
They're like,
my parents used to do this thing where whenever we played video games that had blood, they made sure blood was on, so you understood that what you're doing in the game can hurt you, kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think that works for Mortal Kombat because you're ripping people's spines out.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I like that was one of the things that I grew up in a house that was very much like, what you're watching on TV
Yes.
and what you're playing in games is like
It's not.
not acceptable.
Yeah.
You can hurt other people, right? Because like that was back in the days where you would get stories on the news that like someone played a video game with a gun in it and then they shot their brother because they were like,
They're like, oh, they'll respawn.
yeah, right.
But I mean, as far as it goes, the newer Mortal Kombat, they're like you face plant somebody into two spikes and then you drag it across their body and then you rip them in half, like that type of thing. But they're still katana, and my wife still beats the shit out of me with it. With
More
the same
times a
move.
flat circle.
Exactly. The time is a flat circle. The world is flat also.
And so,
Of
in
course, the
my,
vegan would say that.
in my friend group, we've been having this conversation. We're split down.
I don't
the
remember
middle.
having any conversation.
But not that friend group, the other one. We're split down the middle
the
here, okay?
invisible,
And
yes.
I'm really curious what you guys think.
Yeah, go for it.
So, we saw the trailer for a game that just came out called Monster Hunter Wilds.
Sure.
And my first reaction was, yeah, I could play this. I have a PS1 in my basement because the graphics fucking suck.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I played it. I love it. And it is so good. It
So
is,
explain to me, like, for me, visualization in games is not everything. Storyline makes a huge difference, but Monster Hunter really doesn't have good storylines either.
so this one is a thing where they give you like a really decent, good storyline.
Do they?
Yeah, this is the first one that you get like a legit, because Worlds didn't have a storyline.
Yeah, it was
like,
just, I'm going to kill these things. Why?
It was like, well, there
Oh.
was a story, like, so there's a story in each of them, but they're all like kind of, so PJ, to give you an example
Sure.
of how this works. So
Yes.
Monster Hunter is literally a game where you go see a monster,
Yep.
kill the monster,
Okay.
make a fancy hat and trousers out of it.
Sure.
Use the bonuses that you get from those fancy hat and trousers
Yeah.
or the new weapon that you make to kill a larger monster.
So Oregon Trail.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So it's like Fortnite.
Sure.
So basically what happens is that you go up and you get stronger and stronger and stronger, you get better and better and better. Gameplay is kind of like Dark Souls, where it's a little bit less forgiving. You have to commit to attacks, things like that, and you use all these different weapons. And I don't know, man. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm playing it and it looks fine. I think it looks good.
I watched the trailer for it alone, and then I watched people streaming it too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like a 2025 game. But honestly, almost no game that comes out now is a 2025 game unless it is Elden Ring style.
So the thing is that a lot of this, I think you have to take into consideration that this is from a studio that like they chose to stylize their graphics as opposed to going realistic, because of the fact that these monsters have these iconic designs.
Sure.
Because they've been around forever, and like they're trying to make stuff that matches
So
that.
they're not new monsters, or the same monsters each time?
No, so that what they do is you'll have like fan favorites, right? So
Okay.
like, the first ever monster that they created was so you'll have something called like a flagship monster, right? And that's the one that's on the box, and that's always new. And then they'll roll in old ones. So like a really good example of this is like
Trogdor.
yeah, Trogdor burninating the countryside, dude. So like a really good example is like the key monster that is like the OG monster from the original Monster Hunter, which was Rathalos, right? Big fire breathing dragon,
Sure.
right? Is in every single game.
Yep.
Because it is just a mainstay. I think maybe the second one was the only one that it wasn't in. But like they'll like take some and they'll bring them back, and they'll either like update their moves a little bit or whatever. But there's like, you want to see your core favorites because the fights are fun. So think about it this way, right? You're since the game is all just boss fights, because that's really what it is. Have you played Elden Ring? Have you played?
Oh,
like-
yeah. I played it
Okay.
through.
So think of like what the heck's the first boss? Morgott.
Yeah.
Think of like Morgott's fight, right?
Mhm.
And like Morgott's fight sucks.
Yeah,
but
it's a
when
little
you
rough for a
but
start
when
fight.
you play it and you like really get through it, it's a lot of fun when you're a better Elden Ring player.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? So imagine, man, I'm trying to think of like a really good fight in Elden Ring that would be like this. Did you play Bloodborne?
No, I have
Okay,
not
never
played
mind.
Bloodborne.
I was gonna say like the Beast, the Clergy Beast would be a good example. I don't know. Think
There
of
is
like
the Beast Clergyman is in
No,
Elden
no,
Ring too. It's a different one. I'm
yeah, it's a
guessing,
different
but
thing.
That fight is traumatic.
So like imagine the best fight. What's the serpent guy's name?
Which
in
one?
the fire, the volcano.
the
manor
other brher there
in the basement that you
Um,
kill with the spear.
Not gonna come up with his name.
It doesn't matter.
Sure.
But like, you know how that's like an iconic fight and you have an
Yeah.
iconic way to deal with it?
Mhm.
Imagine them doing Elden Ring 2 and they do a callback to that boss.
I
And
get it.
it's like that with like a little bit
They
more.
did. So Radon,
Yeah.
who's the big guy with the little
Yeah,
horse
yeah, yeah.
that
It's pronounced
learned-
Rhydon.
Yeah.
Rhydon.
Dude, you want to hear how crazy this is? I'm sorry, Radon.
Go for it.
I love some Elden Ring lore. So this guy's like huge, right?
Sure.
And he goes mad. But but the only thing that's like, so he goes mad because like all the gods are killing each other. because they're all like inbred with each other. Like they're all like from like the same parents, and like they're all having like this strive for power. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're absolutely right.
And like they're basically the gods had an agreement that they wouldn't kill each other because they knew it would lead to like this giant war and the fracturing of the ring or whatever.
Okay.
Right. George R. R. Martin. Don't worry about it. So what happens is that once they do it, he starts going crazy because he killed his sister that infected him with rot. And it's like containing him. So he's using like all of his strength to contain him. And the only thing that's keeping him happy and sane is his horse that he used to ride. But he's so like big and corrupted and heavy, he can't ride his horse anymore. So he has gravity magic. So he's making himself lighter so he can ride his horse back and forth. So the whole entire fight is this giant battlefield where you get all of your friends. And now this is like this is Elden Ring, right? So your friends are in quotes. These aren't actually people you're friends with. These are people that are like, this person needs to die.
Got it.
And it's like this giant spectacle fight. He's like impaling you with spears from the sky. I should have used this as a good example of a fight. And then like throw it, and then you get close enough and he just throws comets at you.
So what's funny about it is in the DLC, they brought him back.
Well, yeah, I know the spoilers towards the end. Yeah.
I'm not going to get into any of that. I haven't played the DLC yet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you just know that.
No spoilers, but I just know he comes back. And like, so you were saying like a really cool fight.
Yeah, it's like a callback.
Yeah.
So that's a tragic thing, right? And then you kill him, and then he's just like all like talking about how he loved his horse. And, you know, it's really
it's a little funny watching the fight, especially if you don't know the lore, because he's just this massive guy riding around this itty bitty little horse.
Yeah, and it's Elden Ring, so like they don't tell you the lore. You have to like
you have to talk to people. You have to find it.
You watch like Avadi on YouTube, and he just goes through and he reads you the lore in his smooth voice for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
dude. Let me tell you. There's so many like YouTube lore videos that I've been watching lately that I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go sit and listen to this and just enjoy.
They're so good. Some people are so good at storytelling. Like, have you ever watched the Explains guy from Marvel Superheroes?
Oh, you mean Comics Explains? Yeah, Rob,
dude.
the guy from there. Yeah,
he's so good.
Yeah,
I like listen to his voice all day long.
Dude, if you ever want to like get filled in on comics, Comics Explained is like
wonderful. Like
I feel like I've watched a few episodes like to give me some other Venom backstory that I might have missed as a kid.
You probably have,
yeah. Or like, you know, you're like, man, I don't want to buy comics now, but I kind of want to know what's going on in like the new Venom series.
Yeah.
Like, so you want to hear something crazy that Marvel's doing? I love how I made a prediction, by the way, before we even started. I was like, we're gonna say one thing about Marvel.
Fair.
And we're gonna jump off into Marvel. So there's like the all new Venom that's coming out, right? So are you familiar?
It's a new game, right?
No, it's comics.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember when they did all new, all different, and then it was superheroes?
Yes.
And then like they introduced like different people playing or different superheroes of that type or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So they do like all new, all different Captain America, and then you know, or whatever. It doesn't matter.
What if?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was no, but this was like mainline.
Gotcha. Okay.
So they would like have people retire or people do whatever or mix up or whatever, because like
Batman Beyond.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So they did this thing with Venom.
Yes.
Where like now someone new holds the symbiote, but they're not explaining. It's the first 5 comics are a mystery, so you don't know who it is.
Okay.
And like they're like bringing all these people that it could be, and like, you know, then like everybody breaks apart because of like shootouts happening and because all the 5 people disappear, and then Venom comes down and like they're dropping subtle hints of who it could be, but then you'll get another hint that it could be someone else.
Okay.
It's sick. It's really sick.
I'll have to check that out.
It'll get ruined once you find out who it is, though.
I know.
Like,
well, I'll have to figure out where I can read said comics.
Or you could just watch the Comics Explained video on
watch
it.
Comics Explained.
Dude, the guy's super rad.
Yeah.
He's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really pumped to see what they do with the rest of Marvel for this next couple years, because they're supposed to come out with a new Spider-Man video game.
Yep.
That's got their own storyline.
Yep.
And that comes out relatively soon.
Did you play the first one?
I haven't. I've seen playthroughs, but I've never played it.
Is it supposed to be like a continuation of the other 3?
Yes.
Yeah. So oh no, you're talking about like the Spider-Man 3 game that's coming out, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you play? There's one Miles
And then
And
there's
10
two.
Miles. Yeah, I haven't played them personally. I've seen
I
them.
played the
Very
first one.
great.
I played the second one.
It's
It
because
was
I don't have a PlayStation.
Dude, the first one just hits you in the feels.
It's so good. And
hard.
then you get to the second one and you're like, this game runs like crap on PC. And then you
oh,
don't play it.
I
Yeah.
played it on PlayStation.
I mean, I have a PlayStation. I can buy it for PlayStation, but I
It
wanted
looks
to.
great on PlayStation. But the problem is you're still locked to 30 FPS, which is a
I
little
know.
sad.
Ooh.
But you can get the PS5 Pro, and that's not. But that's $700, $800,
Yeah, I
know.
$700, whatever. Yeah,
How do you guys feel about these like pro upgrades to consoles?
they've been doing them for a long time.
Yeah, the
now. Well,
PSI
PlayStation has
Are you excited to get the PS5 Pro,
the Pro
Extra Pro.
the
the
Pro,
Pro
Plus?
X.
Yeah, the Pro X2.
Yeah, I don't know. So like the PlayStation 4 did it too, and it was
Yeah.
a good jump. There's a good amount of, but this one is just like we buffed up the GPU.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, but they do weird limitations to make sure console stuff works better. But I don't know.
Well, a lot of stuff is funny enough. All right, there's this old thing about racing games and other games too. When you find out that games are tied, like systems are tied to the frame rate. So if you buff up or uncap the frame rate, really wonky
It
stuff
breaks
happens.
the game. Yeah, I know.
There's a classic video from an old creator called Total Biscuit. You guys may not know who he is. That's fine. He died like years ago. He was one of my favorite content creators in college. He made a video. He would do like WTF was the series that he used to do. So he'd be like, he did like a Need for Speed one that came out, and he uncapped the frame rate. And turns out that the speed of the cars was tied to the frame rate, and cars just went flying everywhere, and like the game was unplayable.
I mean, so back in the day, I'm assuming this is like PS2 game.
PS3.
PS3? Okay. Less of that. But I know with the PS1 days, they did a lot of shenanigans with like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
With hacking
Dude,
the
I
PlayStation.
love that.
It's
There's
such
a whole
good video.
There's a video on it. So I mean, like, there's a video that explains how they made Crash Bandicoot,
Okay.
and they do like this really like they abused everything that they could.
They steal parts of memory from the operating system because they're like, well, they're not using it right now. We'll just give it
Yeah,
back
yeah.
later.
So
Yeah.
and like they do some like weird techniques of reading from the disc to make it so it's so
Okay.
good. They had to like to make Crash Bandicoot work. So like the tech was so weird back in the days that a lot of it was underutilized. So they would like grab like instruction manuals and like memory layouts and like
Yeah.
you're like, well, I can write here, I can write here, I can write here. And as long as I write here on a Tuesday at 3 p.m., it's not in use, you know?
The PlayStation was originally going to be a Nintendo PlayStation.
Yeah, I remember that.
Really?
Have you ever seen? There's like disc
No.
drives for sale and stuff like that.
Yeah.
of,
That's
like-
crazy.
They originally were contracted to it, and then Nintendo backed out. And they're
Yep.
like,
Nah, we're not gonna.
maybe not. And then Sony's or PlayStation was like, screw it.
Well, Universal helped them out.
Was it Universal?
Yeah, that's why we got.
Neither one of them
Well,
did.
that's why they got Crash, right? Crash was a Universal property.
Oh, that's true.
and then
I forgot about that.
yeah, and then they like so that was how they made their money back, right? Because a lot of these consoles are what they consider in the company loss leaders.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you would spend a ton of money. You'd lower the price of what a console should be priced at because people are going to buy games, and the return on
Right.
games are so much higher.
Right.
And controllers. That's
Yeah.
the reason
Oh,
why controllers are
If,
so
if
expensive.
Sony Pictures wasn't such a pile of hot dog shit, they probably would have made a Crash Bandicoot movie already.
I mean, well, hold on. We had.
that sounds like nightmare.
Did we
fuel.
have Did anybody watch the Ratchet and Clank movie? I didn't.
No.
I didn't even honestly. I did not know that there was a Ratchet and Clank movie.
Well, they also made a game that was based off the movie, like
Okay.
one that like, was like a reboot. Apparently, it was fine. Like
warp through?
no. Like they made like a blanket Ratchet and Clank that
Oh,
was like
Just the movie.
just the movie as
See,
a
if,
game.
if I'm watching a movie like that, I'm watching the Dragon Ball Z live action movie.
Oh my god. Hey, I got a fun story about that,
Ooh.
and then
Oh,
are
God.
we over time? Are we over time?
No,
I don't know what time
not
we're at.
yet.
What does it say
well,
up there?
I was
I
gonna say
can't
we
see.
could talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie if we're talking about video game movies.
Oh, I thought you meant if you
I
want to
thought-
throw up.
Yeah. I thought Five Nights at Freddy's was great, actually.
I am not in the demographic for it,
Okay.
so and I
Same.
and I am not like the demographic for Five Nights at Freddy's is so weird, man.
It's not. I don't do horror things.
I
Well,
know,
whatsoever.
yeah.
it isn't even like scary. That's the thing. It's
It's
like
a little bit,
So
but then not,
my kids watched it. Like it's not scary, and they loved it. They wanted to
they're getting
rewatch it.
desensitized.
Yeah, no. They literally. I know I talked about Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
and things like no, because my son loves Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Like super. he likes Five Nights at Freddy's as much as my wife likes Harry Potter.
He's gonna start he's gonna be like the part of 87.
He does. He
does the Markiplier part of 87.
But no, he looks up teaser trailers for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And I watched the movie. It's got a really good script. I'm like, okay.
I want to make a really funny thing.
Sorry, maybe the cinematics weren't the best, but it's not really scary. It's got Matthew Lillard in it.
Yeah,
that sucks.
You can't really go wrong.
Exactly.
That's what my son's like. What? Why is Shaggy in this movie?
Dude, I watched Scooby-Doo 2 for the first time.
Monsters Unleashed.
Monsters Unleashed, bro.
4 months ago or whatever. I watched the first movie when I was younger, but I'd never seen the second.
Amazing.
I do have to say, I love me some Velma. My wife knows it. If you're listening, you know.
Is it Velma or is it, what's her name, the actor there?
Yes, the actress.
'Cause she was also in Freaks and Geeks and Avengers.
She was in some other TV shows. But that plus Velma, I'm like,
In the second one with the latex?
With the latex suit.
Yeah.
I'm not even a big fan of latex. But I was then.
Okay, so you want to hear something crazy?
Yes.
So you mentioned the Dragon Ball live action, right?
Heck yeah.
Did you ever watch it? Did you actually watch it?
I've watched it.
Okay,
Yes.
so I got a fun story.
Sure.
So do you guys know so the guy that plays the villain in that movie?
It was in Buffy.
Yeah, it was Angel from Buffy.
Well, he wasn't Angel.
Or was he not Angel? I don't know.
He
who
was
it's
the
James
bad-
Marsden.
Yes, James Marsden, who was the
I never
the
watched
bad
Buffy,
va-
so.
Oh my god, I love Buffy so much.
So I'll
Rest
tell
in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg.
you. Yeah, so James Marsden's a pretty cool guy.
Yes.
I'll tell you what he did. So he played the villain in he played Piccolo
Yes.
in the live action movie.
Okay.
And then his son was he only did the movie because his son was a huge Dragon Ball fan.
Okay.
And while they're doing the movie, the director's hyping him up and telling him that it's fantastic
Sure.
and that all of this is great. I watched an interview with him talking to him about it, and he's like, I've never seen he's not really
Sure.
he doesn't really watch the cuts or put together or
Right.
whatever. And then the director's audiences are loving it, et cetera, et cetera. Test audiences are loving it. They think it's great. He's gassing him up. And then he watches it and he doesn't care for it. And he's like, but I can't tell this poor director, man, that because the guy was super nice. So turns out later on, when Dragon Ball Super came out, they needed a voice actor for a villain.
Ooh.
Did you watch Super?
No, I have not watched all of Super.
Okay,
no.
but so he's the voice of Zamatsu.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Goku Black Saga.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it doesn't matter. But he did it as an apology to the fans of Dragon Ball.
Okay.
He
That's
didn't.
nice.
He kept his name out of the credits, and 2 did it for free.
Nice.
That's cool.
And this is a major villain in Dragon Ball.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in a ton of stuff, and he voices for the video games,
Nice.
and he does all this stuff, and he's also I don't know. Are you guys audiobook listeners?
Every so often.
With an asterisk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
have
I
a
listened
rotation.
to the first audiobook that I listened to because a friend turned me on to it was something called the Dresden Files, and it's
I've heard of that,
it's
yeah.
a noir fantasy, urban fantasy type of thing, right? So it's noir wizard dealing with supernatural stuff while
Okay.
trying to keep the veil over it, kind of like how Harry Potter has it,
Sure.
where you don't reveal yourself to normies,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? But he's dealing with all this stuff, and it's kind of it's kind of depressing, but kind of not. But the guy who narrates all the books, the Harry Dresden, is James Marsters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's sick.
Now, audiobook wise, I basically listened to the Harry Potter books,
Okay, on repeat.
the Percy Jackson books.
Okay, on repeat.
Which are great.
Yeah.
And the new one that I keep listening to is Ready Player One.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's
Oh.
so good. The
I'm-
book
Alright.
is just so good compared to the movie. And the
Really?
movie's fantastic.
The movie was fantastic.
I've
movie
never
is-
seen it.
You haven't?
Oh
not
my
seen it.
god.
If there's a movie that I would
Yes.
say you need to watch, that is one of them.
It's Sonic the Hedgehog. I love the Sonic movie, dude.
I just
Did
wish they
you
didn't
really
change
like
his
the
animation.
Sonic? I like. I honestly liked the newest Sonic movie a lot.
Oh no, I think all three are fantastic.
Yeah.
I think the third one's the best.
Yes.
Keanu Reeves.
I think
Keanu
it goes
Reeves.
3, then 1, then 2. And it's not even that
Yeah.
2's a bad movie.
It's
2's
just-
a very good. It's
Yeah.
just that 1 was awesome and 3 was the best.
Did you watch the Knuckles TV show?
I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes and I
Yeah.
was like, I'll get back to this.
Yep.
Like I want to watch this with my wife, and then I just never got back to it.
Exactly. I thought they were really good too. Same echelon
Yep.
as Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's because
right?
people. Well, the thing is that like you could tell the people who wrote like the Five Nights at Freddy's
Yes.
stuff and the people that wrote like the Sonic stuff enjoy what they're doing.
Correct.
They enjoy the medium. They enjoy the source material.
They know it's not going to win an Emmy.
yeah,
which are just-
and that's okay. They
Yeah.
just want to have fun with it.
Right.
And you can tell all the actors that are doing all this
Yes.
stuff are like just having fun.
I mean, the
Right.
guy who plays Sonic. Have you ever seen him in Parks and Rec?
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Did you know that? DC talk for a sec. Did you know that he went and he's like, I want to play Plastic Man in the DC universe? Do you know who Plastic
What?
Man is?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Plastic Man's like, I want to, people say always like Mr. Fantastic. He's not. He's like he's like a, I want to say anti-hero. He's like a low time like thug, like crime, like robber, like he was,
Yeah.
like cat burglar type thing, right?
Is he
And then
stretchy?
he's stretchy now because he got into an accident. He stole something that he like wasn't supposed to like get whatever, and he had an accident, and it turned his like whole body into plastic to the point where like, and it's not like a haha, look, I'm Mr. Fantastic, I'm doing whatever. No, like Plastic Man will like shift into things and like turn into a chair in a room.
Okay.
And like like all this other fun stuff.
Yeah.
They have a lot of fun with him.
They are trying to cast, or maybe they did cast Clayface.
Yep.
For the
Yeah,
DC.
for James Gunn's movie. Yeah.
Yes. I think Clayface is a phenomenal villain.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know anything about
So
DC.
so
God,
no, so
DC
Clayface
sucks.
was an actor, right?
Yes.
And the whole concept behind him was that he would use like an age like reducing cream or whatever.
Yes.
Like experimental stuff. And because he was an actor that wanted to keep his looks, and it like messed up his whole entire body, and like he found
Yeah.
out that he could like change his face to being other people. So
Yep.
he started doing that for like his competition or whatever to stop them from having roles that he wanted. He'd like do a crime as someone else and get
Yes.
caught on camera, and then do it back. And then-
Exactly. And then his whole body started to mold into actual clay.
Yeah.
He was
he would
a
like
villain.
droop and like
yes. So
Interesting.
there's a Harley Quinn DC Universe cartoon show
yep.
that's on HBO,
HBO.
which is an adult cartoon show. You don't watch it with kids.
Yeah.
It's very adult. But the guy that voices him is the dude from Dodgeball, the pirate.
Alan
Oh.
Tudyk.
Yes.
Alan Tudyk.
Tudyk.
Yes, Tudyk.
I don't
Yeah,
know
he
how
has
to-
been. He's
Is that
also
how you pronounce his
amazing.
name?
he's all yeah. It's Tudyk.
Tudyk?
He's
Okay.
also Hey Hey in Moana.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
He's the Duke of Wesselton and
Yes.
Frozen.
Yeah.
He's Wash from Firefly.
He's-
I was
He's
literally
in
gonna
so
say
much.
like how I reference him is Wash
Rush
from
for
Firefly.
Have you
Yeah.
seen Dollhouse?
I have seen Dollhouse.
He's Alpha in there.
Yeah.
and man, now
Yeah.
that's a show.
I haven't
Okay.
thought about that show in years.
Great. 2 seasons, but just man, is it good. 4 seasons?
Joss
I'll have
Whedon
to
has
check
a
it.
real bad. No, it's two
Oh, yeah.
seasons.
Joss
Just two, yeah.
Whedon's got a real bad rep now.
I was gonna make a joke about Joss Whedon has a real bad track record because of the fact that he keeps making these shows that are really good that last like a season,
Yes.
and then I realized that he did the whole like
yeah. You
women
know,
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know what
He's
this is.
He was part of the Me Too, but
Yeah, he
not
was
on
one
the
of the-
right, not on the good side.
Well, no, he was on the good side. Then he was immediately revealed on being on the
Yeah,
bad
that's
side.
Okay.
yeah, women deserve rights, but I definitely
The guy goes, no, he's like one of those people that's like women deserve rights and also lefts.
yeah.
Like he was not great. Fact check that though.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
at home
yeah,
fact
yeah.
check. Make sure that we say anything here. Just like double check and look it up. Don't take our word
Exactly.
Nah, take our
exactly.
word for it.
Or
You're
maybe.
listening here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These are
well-
all perfect facts.
Yeah.
But the whole like, because that's why
Yeah.
that's the only reason I know what Firefly is
Yeah.
because I was such a huge Buffy and Angel fan.
for it. Yeah.
As a kid, and that now that you mentioned Dollhouse, I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe I have to watch that now.
You haven't
Dollhouse,
seen
if you
Dollhouse?
like,
I've never seen
if you
Dollhouse.
like
Oh my God.
Firefly and you like
Yeah.
the writing of Firefly,
Yeah.
like Dollhouse is really good.
Dollhouse is a lot more like action packed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it is.
All right.
So the whole premise of it is if you're in trouble or in huge debt or something, you can sell yourself to this company that wipes your brain and saves your personality onto a hard drive, and then they put stuff inside of you to make you're like in your brain to make you think you're somebody else and send you out on these things like dates and things like that, and you like essentially sell your body for like 5 years, and then you get your personality back, a ton of money, a free life, and go.
Yeah, and like you don't even know anything of that happened.
Yeah, and it's following this one girl who has a weird history and is like
she pays people money to put stuff inside of her.
No, the main character is constantly getting stuff put inside her.
Yeah.
I can't stress this enough. She is like
no. So like without saying anything because it's huge spoilers. I just remember the spoilers.
It's huge.
Oh my god! You know what I started watching with friends? I was never so. I grew up watching Star Trek original series.
Mm-hmm.
We started watching Next Generation. You guys ever watch Next Generation?
Never watched any Star Trek.
No,
if you guys ever want to watch something like just have fun, Next Generation is such good writing. It's one of those shows that's perfect for a background show.
Okay.
Because you can stop paying attention and then tune back in and know exactly what's happening because a lot of sci-fi comes from a lot of plot points are just straight up lifted from Next Generation. You know how I know this? Because I will put together 2 and 2 in my brain, and I'll take a wild guess at a Next Generation episode, and my friend will be like, "What the fuck? How did you guess that?"
Dude, it's the Seinfeld to Friends to How I Met Your Mother.
Yep.
Yeah, and like,
Yes.
and I will, preach until I die. Next Generation Star Wars is very good. So I came from a family that loves Star Wars and Star Trek, but like we were not nerdy enough to be super into either. It was just, hey, you just watch what's good.
Yep.
Right. So like I grew up where like learning that Star Wars was like a space western.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah.
And like space Jedis and space wizards. And then Star Trek was like, hey, is this computer really alive? What does it take for this computer to be alive? And that's really what the difference is. You know, the difference is like, do you want a show that makes you think? You go for Star Trek. Do you want a show that makes you go, no shit, I can't believe that just happened?
Right.
That's Star Wars. You know?
I've never had it explained that way. I would like that on a t-shirt, please.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a long t-shirt.
I'd still buy it.
I mean, yeah, dude. Well, it would go down to your knees, though.
It'd have to be in the aspect ratio of the Star Wars.
That's true. But like, I mean, I don't know. Like TNG is really good, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
TMNT is also really good.
yeah.
So did you know that? Sorry, not to break off, but did you know that there's apparently it's I don't know. You could say Marvel canon, but the nuclear waste that caused Daredevil's blindness is the same nuclear waste that caused the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I did not know that.
Does that mean that we can have a Daredevil crossover with Naruto?
I just went from 6 to midnight.
Wait, do you not know about that?
No, is there a
There's
crossover with them
crossover with Naruto and TMNT.
That's
like a comic.
deep cut, man.
Ooh,
But yeah,
No,
was,
it came out like 2 months ago. Not even.
Really?
Yeah, so it's not that deep of a cut.
God, I thought Naruto was done.
It's never done. Nothing's ever over.
Yeah, you got the truth.
So just
Speaking
let it
of
rest.
nothing over, this is probably over.
This episode is now over.
Just cut right there. This episode is now over. Cut.
The end. Well, thank you so much for listening. We've had a wonderful time nerding out here on this episode where there's been a lot of ADHD moments and a lot of things that we've been talking about, putting things into people, talking about London and all the things. If you do like episodes like this, let us know by either subscribing or liking or doing whatever you can do to help us out and let us know that you
Yell our
enjoy
names in the shower.
listening to us or even watching us. Yeah, scream our name to your significant other. Anyway, I'm PJ. This is John and James. We are the Gameboyz Podcast. Hopefully you enjoy listening. We will catch you on the next episode.